Good morning. I hope everyone is having a good Wednesday. Yeah, that was the day that we're on. Good Wednesday, and that we are just making it through the week and making it out strong. I have to say today, the last few days actually, it's around this time because as you guys normally know, I pre-record these, and it is nice in here, nice and cool. So hey, we're getting closer to the cool weather. But I hope everyone is doing well. School's going well, and work and just everything is going well. And nothing's happening that is too stressful. Hopefully, we today are talking about warnings. A warning of sin, and going to be touching on that quite a bit. I when I looked up uh, the the warning and different warning signs to kind of go with this. I saw this one, and I don't know, it just fit to me. And so, Mark 9:42 through 50, reading from my CSB today. Just as a reminder, so here we are. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to fall away, it would be better for him if a heavy uh, millstone were hung around his neck and he were thrown into the sea. Also, before I continue, this is also kind of continuing the thought from yesterday, as I mentioned from the video from the other day, from 38 through 41. And continuing 43. And if your hand causes you to fall away, cut it off. It is better for you to enter life maimed than to have two hands and go to hell, the unquenchable fire. And if your foot causes you to fall away, cut it off. It is better for you to enter life lame than to have 2 feet and be thrown into hell. If you if your eye causes you to fall away, gouge it out. It is better for you to enter the kingdom of God with one eye than to have two eyes and be thrown into hell. Where their worm where their worm does not die and fire is not quenched. For everyone will be salted with fire. Salt is good, but if the salt should not lose its flavor, how can you season it? Have salt among yourselves. Be a peace with one another. Clear as mud, right? So this was probably one of the more difficult ones that I've encountered recently, because of the fact that you know we've discussed this, we've talked about this, like we've all known people who are Christian, who have sinned, or who have made mistakes, or don't always honor their father and mother, or um uh what's another one? Have lustful thoughts of not just the sexual lustful thoughts, but like the lusting after someone else's property, of a car or a house or a dog or whatever. And so, um, we discussed that, and we're like, it's normal to have these feelings, but then Christ is coming around and he's saying that it's better to cut off a hand than to allow it to make you stumble, or gouge out your eyes so you don't commit any sin. And so I don't have answers to why he would say it in this manner, or to the fact that why specifically, if your hand causes you to stumble, or your foot or your eye, like why specifically cut it out? Why specifically gouge it out? Can't we not just pray? I don't have all those answers because I really haven't known where to look for it. I know when I've looked in the past with commentaries, they don't always give me the answers, but these are very interesting thoughts to have. So, but when it comes to this, I do believe though that like when it comes to um causing another to stumble, because he begins with 42, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to fall, which he's speaking of the from the other day, because there's no one who will perform a miracle in my name, uh, who can soon afterward speak evil of me. And actually, speaking of which, so pretty much the greatest, who's the greatest to today? So Monday through today, it is a cohesive thought. So that child from Monday, who he put in front of them, like this is um, be what? How did he word it? Whoever welcomes one little child, here it is, such as this in my name welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me does not welcome me, but who sent me. And so perhaps it's the fact of how we treat one another as well. And I've seen so many times how Christians, for one, treat each other, but also how they treat non-believers who are that feel lost, who want to, come into the church because they're curious, or they know they're lost, so they want to be, found. They want to, have answers, but we don't always treat them in the way that we need to. And so those are some fruitful thoughts. Um, when he mentions the salt, the in what verse was it? Verse 49. For everyone will be salted with fire. Salt is good, continuing 50. But if the salt should lose its flavor, how can you season it? Have salt among yourselves, be at peace with one another. So like that seems weird, and I actually have two specific references that are in my Bible with that. But why do these what do these warnings mean to you? When we are discussing this, when we are thinking about, you know, um, cutting off one's hand or gouging out an eye or whatever, and you can make like I've seen people make, jokes with that of like there'll be a lot of people with that have one eyes or one hands or like just one eye, one hand, and one foot because they've done all these things. But it's like, what is Christ really saying with this? He doesn't speak unless he's that doesn't sound right. When he speaks with purpose. When he speaks with obviously, as we know, authority from earlier a few weeks back. And with that authority, he's telling us treat one another well, as he said in verse 50. Ha, here it is. Have salt among yourselves and be at peace with one another. Why does Christ mention the importance of sacrifice and the ideas of salt? Now, I'm going to touch on sacrifice in a moment, but he mentions that because I keep going in and out of this. In verse 50, salt is good, but if the salt should lose its flavor, how can you season it? Now, I thought that was interesting, but in the verse before that, which I've already read a few times with everyone will be salted with fire, I found Leviticus and Ezekiel. I will go to Leviticus first, and it's a very because this is what it points to. Like um, when I see us be pointed to Leviticus. One moment. Some of my pages are sticking together. 213. Yeah, there we are. You are to season each of your grain offerings with salt. You must not omit from your grain offerings the salt of the covenant with your God. You are to present salt with each of your offerings. So you're probably like, what does that mean? Why what is the salt? What is the significance with that? Which fair question if you're asking that. And if you're not asking that, well, I'm just gonna answer it for you right now. Either way. So yeah. Now, if you will carefully listen to me and keep my covenant, you will be my own possession, not of all the peoples, although the whole earth is mine. You will be my kingdom of priests and my holy nation. These are the words that you are to say to the Israelites. Interesting. So I just want to Exodus because it made a reference to that from Leviticus, and it says, "This is what you must say to the house of Jacob and explain to the Israelites. You have seen what I did to the Egyptians and how I carried you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now, if you will carefully listen to me and keep my covenant, you will be my own possession out of all the peoples. Although the whole earth is mine, and you will be my kingdom, and you will be my kingdom of priests and my holy nation. These are the words that you are to say to the Israelites." So, from my understanding with that, we are his chosen people. We as Christians, through the death and resurrection of Christ, we are his. We have accepted him into our hearts, and we are part of his people now. And so perhaps it's the idea that we need to treat one another fairly and with love and with a sacrificial love, that we do not do that. Now, Ezekiel 43:24, which I was not able to read earlier, you are to present them before the Lord. The priest will throw salt on them and sacrifice them as a burnt offering to the Lord. Yes, so again, with the burnt offerings with the salt, and we are told that we are the salt of the earth. And I always hear the joke of, we're the salt of the earth, but we're not supposed to be salty. And so these are very interesting things, especially when you reread it. Because I've read the passage for today at least 2 times now, within the last week, and I've read them in the past, but rereading it and really getting deeper into it, I always find something new. I always find something um new to catch my attention, and I love it. And so I love it. I hope that if I didn't mention it, because I have seen some of the comments from a few people, and so I appreciate those. Please continue those. Please continue with your comments and with um, what you're taking from these readings. And if there's something that I don't mention, please, I would love to hear it. So don't forget tonight, we are continuing with our Mere Christianity. And I was going to have it today, but allergies, or Tuesday, I'm recording this Tuesday. So I was going to have it today, before Wednesday, but allergies kind of came in the way. So I'm gonna work on that tomorrow throughout the time frame of me being in the office, which is the whole day, and then I'll do my recording on Thursday while I continue to clean my place. So I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all tonight.